at the Red Mango Yogurt and Smoothies in New York City with
That's right.
George Straiten, writer, transmedia producer, game creator, just an amazingly creative fellow.
Thanks.
Where should I start, sir? How about first the Secret Fire?
Secret Fire, it's a role-playing game, a tabletop role-playing game that I created and released at Gen Con this past year, 2011. So August, so it's been out about 4 months or so. It's a fantasy role-playing game, and you know, the question I get asked most is, well, why do we need another fantasy role-playing game? We have plenty, especially when you count all the retro clones and etc. So what makes it different? There's a variety of things, but the main one is I tried to imbue what I learned from being a storyteller in TV and film into a game setting without making it a storytelling game. So like the White Wolf games especially have this very much the storytelling element. That's kind of the crux of the game. But I love playing, like for example, Dungeons and Dragons, where you're going through a maze and you're looking for treasure and you're killing monsters and you're solving tricks and, you know, overcoming tricks and traps and solving riddles and etc. So I wanted to keep that, but add into it storytelling in the sense of having each of the players be a three-dimensional character with flaws and with relationships with other characters and with stories to tell, goals that they had, and that would lead to quests that they may go on, but still within the context of the type of game that you'd be used to if you play Dungeons & Dragons or any of those kinds of, you know, if you go way back like Rune Quest or any of those kind of games, or modern games like the newest Warhammer RPG. So there's still combat and that sort of thing, but it's really about exploration and role-playing as an emphasis.
Very cool. And I know it came out and you had it on the road before Gen Con.
That's true.
So at Gen Con you had the Secret Fire, the book out on for like Kindle and that sort of thing.
Yeah, we had three formats.
Version.
We did digital version, PDF and EPUB.
Yeah.
And then you can order from Lulu as a print-on-demand version. It's in some stores. We do have a distributor, and we've actually just signed up with another distributor as well. So we'll have, hopefully it'll appear in more stores coming up. But yeah, right now you go to drivethrurpg.com or lulu.com. You'll find it there. Those are the two primary ways of getting it at the moment. But you can get it at novelnight.com or in their actual store, and hopefully in more brick and mortar places as time goes on.
Speaking of Drive-Thru RPG, how's it doing there?
It's doing well, actually. We're a bestseller. It got up to number 4 on the top 100 small press list. It's been there 4 months, and we're still, we're still selling. We got, in fact, we were written up in the National Examiner as one of the top 5, number 2 actually, it was ranked number 2 in the top 5 gifts for gamers this year, this holiday season. So we were really excited about that, and that prompted more sales on Drive-Thru and on Lulu. So excited about that. So and then we have new products coming out, so those will be added to those sites as well. So
excellent. What do you have coming out?
A few things. We have basically a GM screen that we'll probably make available as a PDF, but we'll also there'll be an actual physical screen to buy.
So you can actually put it in front of you.
You can actually stand it up.
as well as
Exactly, and you can make your own. You know, if you print it out from drive-through and put it in one of those generic GM screens you can buy from game hobby stores, or you can just tape it to you know, an old GM screen that you have lying around or something.
Paper clips work well.
Paper clips work well. Tape, whatever you got. And then we have a series of adventures, 3 to be precise, that have been being play tested for the past 3 months or so. And then lastly, to kind of round out the year, probably premiere during the summer at either Gen Con or Origins, the first supplement for the game, which will be about a 200-page book with new types of characters, new races, new spells, etc. New advice for GMs on how to run the game, and then some other areas about creating your own dominion. So it might be a stronghold, or a wizard's tower, or a thieves hideout, or that sort of thing. So things that kind of branch out the game and are things that you do between adventures. So it'll give players things to work on at home, and they can bring them to the next session and talk it over with the game master, and keep that sort of background going with their character to again really emphasize the role-playing element of the game.
Where can somebody actually come and see you and play it?
Oh, that's a good question. I've done a ton of cons actually over the course of the fall and into the winter. I just finished up my last one for 2011 was a NaniCon in Connecticut, which was a great convention. And then going forward, I'll likely be at Dreamation, which is in Morristown, New Jersey. ConCon in Connecticut, BAMCon in the Berkshires, and Origins I think I'm going to go to this year, and Gen Con.
What about DexCon?
DexCon I will almost assuredly be at. That's a great convention. I've gone to it many, many times, just as a player even. And then I'm working now with this Indie Press Revolution organization, and they're great, and they're really supportive of independent press. So they'll be going to conventions and having booths there and selling merchandise from a lot of different small companies, including Secret Fire. So we'll actually be covering more conventions, even though I probably won't be attending as many. You'll find the book at more conventions than in the past 4 months or so. So it's a little bit of a trade-off, but it works well for me because I can be in 2 places at once, essentially.
Very cool. How about just for us old players,
yeah.
What games have you worked on in the past?
Oh, many. I have credits in almost, or maybe over 40 game RPG projects, or RPG or trading card game projects.
Any you would have heard of?
Yeah, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Men in Black, Dungeons and Dragons itself, Lord of the Rings, Paranoia, Indiana Jones, God, I don't know if I could remember them all. A lot. I worked for
That's okay.
I was employed at West End Games. A lot of those were freelance, but a lot of them are also done as an employee of West End Games, where I started out as an editor, then became a game designer, and then became a creative director. So I was in charge of the Indiana Jones line, for example. So I did it both as a freelancer and as a full-time employee.
So you've got an extensive list of credits in gaming.
Yeah.
Extensive gamer geek credit.
I will admit that is true.
From talking to you, you're a gamer geek extraordinaire.
That is very, very true.
And those of us
I'm proud to be.
Yeah.